Coming up on Mountain News this morning, people around the world remain on alert as Russia's invasion of Ukraine sees another night. And a food project in our region celebrates 1 year of impacting its community in a positive way.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning to you. It's just before 6 o'clock. I'm Dakota Makris, and I don't know about you all on this Monday, and I am struggling to wake up this morning, and I think Brandon's feeling the same way. I don't know what it is. I don't know if I haven't had enough caffeine or what it is. I just woke up. I was like, oh, I can't come to work, but here I am.
I know. I had a couple. I was kind of, forecasting, getting ready at the house, and then all of a sudden I'm just like, I need something else. Yeah, I need something else. It's starting to wear off already. But
yeah, we'll be up tomorrow. Right. We'll be ready and pumped tomorrow. This is just a test run for the week.
Exactly. So let's get you into it this morning. As we head deeper into the forecast, we are going to see some decent conditions across the region. Maybe a little bit of frost in spots, but otherwise a bit of a chill in the air under clear skies. So not too bad this morning. Now down to 19 in Monticello, 34 in Jackson. Lots of upper 20s, mid to upper 20s across the region, and only a few 30s left. 30 in Wise, 33, a pair of those in Prestonsburg and Plankville, and 34 in Logan. 52 is your average high for this time of the year. Forecast high 55, record high 70 back on this day in 2011. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you. Russian troops continue to advance on Ukraine's capital despite the two nations agreeing to begin talks today. Meanwhile, Russia's nuclear force is on high alert due to what Vladimir Putin called aggressive statements from the U.S. and its allies. Laura Podesta is outside the UN headquarters in New York, where the General Assembly will convene for an emergency session today.
Ukraine set no preconditions in accepting Russia's offer to hold talks today. Delegates from the two nations plan to meet in Belarus at an undisclosed location along the Ukrainian border. Despite the invitation, Russia showed no sign of ending the offensive. A massive convoy of Russian tanks and armored vehicles approached Kyiv last night. The capital city's mayor, former boxer Vitaly Klitschko, had a message for the invaders.
Go back home. You have nothing to find here.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky agreed to the sit-down but will not attend it. Zelensky said he doesn't expect any breakthroughs will emerge. Here at the United Nations, diplomats are gathering for a rare emergency meeting of the General Assembly. They're expected to vote on a resolution calling for peace in Ukraine. Russian leader Vladimir Putin responded to the growing sanctions and condemnation by putting his country's nuclear forces on high alert.
Nothing is off the table with this guy. He's willing to use whatever tools he can to intimidate Ukrainians and the world.
UN Ambassador Linda Thomas-Greenfield says the White House is committed to helping Ukraine, but said the U.S. will not send any combat troops there. Laura Podesta, CBS News, New York.
The General Assembly has conducted 10 emergency meetings in its history. The last one concerned the Israeli-Palestinian conflict and began on April 24th, 1997. Well, North Korea fired what could be a ballistic missile, Japan's Coast Guard said on Sunday. Now, this would be the first test since the nuclear-armed country conducted a record number of launches in January. South Korea's Joint Chiefs of Staff also reported that North Korea had fired at least one identifiable projectile eastward without elaborating. Aimed stalled denuclearization talks with the United States. North Korea has suggested it could resume testing its longer-range missiles or even nuclear weapons. Well, the push to help others still recovering from the aftermath of the deadly December tornadoes in western Kentucky is still going strong. 15-year-old Mackenzie Lewis began a church water challenge all the way from Columbus, Ohio, to help tornado victims put their lives back together. With help from her mother and churches in her hometown, Mackenzie was able to collect hundreds of cases of water to hand out to those who need it most.
I looked at the news, and the news tells you about everything pretty much. And I seen that they had a crazy tornado, and I seen all these people rushing to help everybody. And my thing is, I don't like to do it right when it happens because that's when everybody's giving stuff.
Well, Mackenzie says she wants those in Bowling Green to know that even months after the devastation, there are still people not only in Kentucky but out of state that still care. A church in Letcher County held its first service yesterday after recovering from a car crash that happened last week. Members of Neon Reformed Presbyterian Church gathered, feeling blessed. Nobody was hurt when the car hit the church building. Pastor Jay Bennett says the driver fell asleep at the wheel and they did not press charges when the car hit. He says they plan to renovate the church's storefront, including the possibility of a protective barrier.
We're definitely going to pursue that avenue as well, and think about putting up some kind of maybe concrete or steel barrier to keep cars from careening into the building.
Bennett says he is thankful for the quick action of his congregation. He says they were able to patch up the church in just a few hours. Following the devastating floods that impacted several parts of the region just this time last year, many Eastern Kentuckians felt the need to give back to those who were hit the hardest, and one organization in Wolfe County did just that. Our Alyssa Williams has the story.
Cars are lined up as far as the eye can see alongside Highway 205 in Wolfe County to receive food boxes from the Hazel Green Food Project.
And so now we have so many that lines all the way up to the parkway every time we give out food that we're serving anywhere from 1,000 to 1,600 people.
February 27th makes 1 year since the project began. The Hazel Green Food Project was created after several members of the Hazel Green Fire Department tended to those impacted by the floods of 2021. It was then that they saw how many people were in need of assistance.
So we just kept building and building and getting cleaning supplies and food, and then we just started giving out, and it seemed like once a week God just kept providing us with more food to give out.
The project helped thousands of people from Wolfe County and surrounding counties, people just like Marva Hampton, who has been helped by the project since it started.
It's very helpful, especially for my dad, you know, where he can get food from here, he can afford his medicine, so it makes it easier on him.
The project is currently operating out of the Hazel Green Fire Department, but thanks to Anthem, the project will soon have their own distribution site. The project's president, Nikki Stacy, says she hopes the food bank can continue impacting the community and surrounding communities in even bigger and better ways.
It's only going to keep just getting bigger, and our goal is just to help anybody. It doesn't matter your income or where you're from. If you're in line, you're going to get food.
Helping those in need or those who need a little extra assistance, one box at a time. In Wolfe County, Alyssa Williams, WYMT Mountain News.
Well, the Hazel Green Food Project tries to host food giveaways every Friday and also hosts pop-up giveaways as well. To learn more about its food giveaway schedule, you can visit our website at WYMT.com. To celebrate their 1-month anniversary, those with Rooted Church in Whitesburg held a fellowship dinner. The church had help from Together for the Mountains and New Beginnings Fellowship Church. During the event, several people in Eastern Kentucky were given a meal after the service. Pastor Michael Clark says it's all about a part of their mission.
I can learn about what you're struggling with, and where you're weak, I may be strong. You can learn about where I'm weak, and maybe you have some strength I need. We're all in this together. We got to stand for one another in this world right now. There's a lot of chaos, but inside the church house, there needs to be grace. There needs to be friendship, and there needs to be fellowship.
Well, the church has helped serve more than 100 people.
Coming up on 6:07 on this Monday morning, and it's the end of February. If you can believe that, we've already made it through 2 months of the year. Temperatures out there a bit chilly this morning, so watch out for some frost as you head out the door. Bundle up, because we're down to 19 now in Monticello, 34 in Jackson. Our Jonesville sensor decided to go back to sleep this morning. That's all right. We'll see if it's getting into that wake up schedule here in just a minute. We'll take a look at that and see what's going on. If not, we'll take it off there. 55 this afternoon, calm winds, sunny day. It's going to be a beautiful day out there. Headlines for the rest of the week. It's a nice end of the month, and March will start mild in like a lamb. I saw a tweet go by a while ago that said that, and a dry trend continues all the way through into the end of the week. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you so much. The time is 6:07. More news is on the way. Coming up, data from some new studies seems to provide evidence of the true origin of COVID-19. Well, we'll tell you about that in just a few minutes.